Hey guys, how's it going? So, I think the Worshipper is great. I absolutely am so thrilled at this boss fight because I think this is what every single boss fight in Dark Souls and kind of Dark Souls-esque games should be. I think this is the epitome of what a boss should be. And there's a couple reasons for that. The biggest one for me is that, oh my god, learning this boss fight was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. You feel empowered. You feel good. You feel like, okay, the game is giving me clues. The game is giving me hints. They're giving me sound cues. They're giving me, okay, that didn't work. We'll try something else. So it's so good. It's so good. And the biggest thing for me is that when learning, you're gonna die. You're going to die. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to, because you don't understand. And then it's all the sweeter when you get it right. When you get it right, it feels so good. It feels so good. And this is what the Worshipper does. So you walk into this graveyard. There's nothing there. Oh, well, it kind of looks like a boss area. You kind of figure that it might be something, but you don't really know. You don't really know. And this guy comes out of the fucking ground. He comes out of the ground. And he's this huge, massive guy with a scythe. And you're like, oh, okay, he looks badass, but at the same time, he doesn't look as intimidating, to me anyway. When I first saw him, I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's a boss probably. But then this guy comes at you, and so he does this 2-attack combo, which you actually just saw right there. And this 2-attack combo, okay, I can deal with this. This isn't too bad. I can dodge through it. If you're a warrior or a cleric, though, you're like, oh, his attacks are going through my 100% shield. Why is this? He must be doing some sort of damage other than physical. So obviously, I don't think blocking this guy's attacks is going to work. So you go through that process. Because that's what I did the first time I tried to fight him. I'm like, oh, my shield's not working. I can't just turtle against this guy. And the thing is, too, whenever he goes into this stance where he sticks his scythe into the ground and then begins to cast up these spikes up from the ground. And if you're not moving, you're going to get hit by these things. And these things hurt. These things really hurt. And you have to understand, okay, I can't just wail on this boss willy-nilly. I have to understand when I have to attack, when I have to run away, and it's just so cool figuring that out. And I think that's what Souls games are about. I think this is what this game's about, is learning. I love learning while I'm playing. And that's the best kind of learning, is as you do it, you have to adapt to the situation. I think that's absolutely great. So the one other thing that would happen is that he does do this attack where basically he lights up the entire area and does basically a giant attack that will do 5,000 damage to you. And your health is, like, I don't know, 200 HP. So this is a one-shot. It's an absolute one-shot attack. And you're like, okay, can I run away from this? Is this in only a select area? You're not 100% sure, right? And you have to figure that out. And then you see these lights. You're like, oh, there's these shrines around the place. I wonder what they do. And for me, I walked into one of them while I was fighting the boss, and basically he does this downward smash attack when you're in melee range of him, which actually I can show right here. So he does this melee attack that will stun you if you're inside the range of his attack. So I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of walked up to him a little bit. He's beside the shrine. He destroys the building. He destroys the fucking building. And I was like, oh, okay. But then he's stunned. The boss is stunned from the light, essentially. He destroyed a sacred shrine. And so he's stunned for, I don't know, 5-10 seconds. And that allows you to wail on him. And you're like, oh my god, I can use this. I can lure him towards the shrines. But the best thing about this mechanic is that the shrines are what saves you from the AoE. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go run into a shrine when he does this 5,000 damage AoE. And that's the best part about it. It's a double-edged sword. The mechanic itself is so well thought out, because if you destroy the shrines in order to get him into a stance where you can do damage, you're running out of places to hide. You're running out of shrines to hide in when he does his AoE. And you'll see later on in this fight, in the gameplay, where I run towards the shrine that I knew was there before, and I'm like, oh shit, it's not there anymore. I have to run to the other one. It's like, oh my god. Like, I think that's good, because you have to use your resources properly. You have to understand, okay, I can use these shrines in a couple different ways. You're not forced to use them. and the way that the game makes you. You have a decision to make, and I think that's great. And then one other thing too, when you first do the boss fight for the first couple times, is that, oh, these ads are spawning. They're wrecking my face. I don't like ads wrecking my face while I'm getting, like, the boss is going ham. Like, I don't... The best part about that is that, okay, like, why are these ads spawning? Is there some way to stop them from spawning? Is there some way to deal with them more efficiently? Because what I did actually is that I put on my shield and like, okay, I will back off into a shrine whenever the ads come up. And it kind of worked. It kind of sort of worked, but not really. Not really, and I actually died. I think I died about 3 or 4 times on this fight, something like that, before I actually got it down. But the thing is that these mobs, well, they hurt a lot. They actually hurt a lot, and they actually stun as well. So while you're fighting the boss, you can't really deal with them at the same time. So you want to deal with them in an efficient manner. So you're like, okay, there's these things spawning. There's these blue things that don't seem like they're on your team. They don't seem very good. They don't seem like they're helping. And you're like, oh, the ads are spawning out of these eggs. These, whatever, nether eggs or whatever you want to call them. So, oh my god, I have to deal with those eggs before they actually spawn the enemies. Because if I don't, the enemies are going to swarm me and kill me, even though there's only 2 of them, right? It's still a serious issue. So, again, you have to, this learning experience where, oh my god, these ads are spawning, I have to deal with them somehow. It's just, it's so good. It's just so good. I'm just so like, oh my god, it's so good. So, like, you have a priority system. That's the beautiful thing about it. You're like, okay, if the boss is doing this, and I'm in this position, I have to do this. So, if the boss is summoning ads, you know, okay, I can ignore the boss, or at least keep an eye on him. The only thing I need to worry about is his bombs, his grenades. That's the only thing that I need to worry about. I can ignore his downward strike, because I can kind of avoid that. And I don't know, it's just, there's such a cool learning experience in this fight, and I think this is a boss fight done right. This is a boss fight that is so good. It felt so good, and when you finish it, when you beat it, especially if you're having trouble or if you're having issues with it, it feels good. It feels really good. It's like, I am strong, like I am powerful, like, I don't know, it feels really corny, but that is what you feel like. It feels great. It feels absolutely great. So, yeah, this is the Worshipper. I'm actually going to do a video explaining what to do and what the priority system is, but, oh, I needed to rant about this because it's beautiful. The fight is beautiful. Like, all props to whoever designed that fight, because, like, I was impressed somewhat with the first Warden and also the Commander. They were actually fairly well thought out. They were good quality bosses. But this blows it out of the park. This is like a home run. This is literally the best boss fight I have ever done. Like, this is obviously personal opinion, but oh, so good, so good. Anyway, thank you for listening to me rant. I'll be putting up a video of Worshipper pretty soon. I think I'll be doing about a video a day-ish, depending on how long I can play. I've got exams and, you know, midterms and stuff, so I do have stuff to do, but I'll do my best. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.